Hey, what's good, y'all? You already know what time it is. It's time for AEW Dynamite Reviews, TKC Sicko Mode. You know what it is. I'm the host, Evan L.G. Francis, aka Mr. Go to Work, aka King Francis, the TKC founder, all that good stuff. And I'm never here by myself. I'm here with the co host with the most, my brother, co founder, producer, director, wrestling savant, all that good shit. Xavier Lascano, how you doing? See your ass got you. Big ass daddy long legs was climbing down the pole. Seen him. How you doing, my brother?
I'm all right, man. I'm good. I just I completed my first week of summer school / summer camp.
Okay.
So I'm doing the 2 shifts thing, and yeah, it's the new kids are a blast.
Nice.
And they're also a challenge, as every group of young people are. But thankfully, I'm not. It's less stressful slightly in that I'm not running the show. Like, I'm not the only adult in a room full of like 20 kids. I'm actually, like, the way it's structured during the day. There's a teacher, and there's about maybe 10 or 14 special needs students, and there's about 4 or 5 aides, including myself. So I'm not, and then, like, after school, the summer camp, which is at the same location, that situation is I am a one-on-one aide for one particular student, and then they staff it. Like, the way they do it is the nonprofit has different teachers or instructors in different rooms, and there are high school age interns that help the kids rotate from room to room. So I'm just responsible for one student. And even though, old habits die hard, because, we'll be in the classroom waiting on an activity or something, or the first thing we do is actually sort of an open arts and crafts activity with just the interns running it. The kids are like, oh, I'll be like, all right, everybody, you know what's clap once, once, twice. All right, everybody, take a seat. Who wants to be my help? I'm sitting there just doing the whole, even though I'm supposed to focus on one kid. You can't shake the habits, man.
Nah, you can't do it.
But it's a joy.
Well,
good.
I'm glad you're having a good week.
I'm excited about the show, of course, coming up on the 27th, which is this Saturday.
All hail the 3 queens, El Cerrito, man, Nubian Nation, and the Kingpin Collective, TKC present. All hail the 3 queens, the first all-black women and Latina pro wrestling show in El Cerrito history. It's crazy. It's gonna be crazy.
Oh yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. It's our first real, like, TKC branded foray. You know what I'm saying? And I'm really excited for this. So, if you in the El Cerrito area, you know what I'm saying, come out. Bayview Eagles Hall. That's on Carlson. You know what I'm saying? Doors open at 4. Bell time 4:30. Be there. It's gonna be crazy, man. It's gonna be some top-notch shit, man. Like, for real. Some of the best female wrestlers in the business, period. You know what I'm saying? Are gonna be there, and it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope.
It's gonna be glorious.
Historic, baby. And we'll be shooting like a little mini doc. You know what I mean? Shout out to IOP. You know what I'm saying? IOP video and all that. BYW history and all that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we'll be doing a lot of good stuff will come out of this. So you're gonna be seeing a lot of ill shit. So yeah, big things. Also, I know Hitman Wayne will be in action this weekend. TJ Black will be in action for Wrestling for Charity this weekend. It's gonna be a big one. Cash Cartier is gonna be defending his AWF Arizona State Championship in a 4-way that also involves another TKC member, King Khan. So those two will be, you know what I'm saying, in a kind of like an iron sharpens iron situation. Either way, it's 50% chance that title stays in the Kingpin Collective either way. I'd love to see Cash with it, but if Khan does win, then, he won. You know what I'm saying? And that's just what it is. No real tension. If it needs to be a one-on-one after that, we'll do that and we'll handle that. And we'll figure it out. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
We'll figure it out. But beyond that, look, it's now the situation of the go home show for Forbidden Door. Forbidden Doors this Sunday, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited for the show. Thought this was a good show.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I thought it was a good go home show. I didn't think it was the greatest thing, but I did like the show. I did.
I thoroughly enjoyed it. Like, not a. I don't think there was any wasted moments here, and there were no squash matches whatsoever.
That's a plus.
That's always
last
a
week,
plus.
you know what I'm saying? Last week we had one, but you know when you have one when you have a show with like 0 and it's all competitive and it's all, you know, everybody's looking good, and you know you can look forward to the weekend event. We're in good territory, so let's start it out.
All right, we begin. Well, Taz isn't there this week. We got Nigel McGuinness, Tony Chevalier, and Excalibur.
Right.
Still an awesome team.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So essentially, like, we have the Death Riders backstage, for lack of a better term, doing team building exercises. Basically, like, you know, there's a bit of a huddle, if I recall correctly, and there's some celebration, and then Ospreay ends up falling, and then, you know, Daniel Garcia.
Right on his ass.
Yep. And Daniel Garcia gets him up, and he's laughing it off, you know, in a very healthy, which is like good to see, you know, when you don't take yourself too serious and you can fall in front of your bros. It's like, everybody's laughing. That's a good feeling. And, you know, further deepens the relationship between Ospreay and the Death Rider. He's basically he's a Death Rider.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
whether he says it or not, he's a Death Rider now.
Yeah, for sure. I would agree.
So first matchup, we have the Death Riders versus Brodito and Mystico, who we haven't seen in far too long.
This was a good one. Shout out to Mystico, man. Every time he shows up in AEW, it's a good time.
My guy pulled off a 619. I say that like that's the most amazing thing he did all match.
Ever, yeah.
But like, you know,
it wasn't even the craziest thing in the match.
It's thrilling to see homage being paid to some of the legends. But, you know, like, bar for bar, this match was great.
Yeah. I mean, you look at the 6 involved, right? And obviously you're going to get something crazy. Brody King, when he went on the ropes, did the flip into the double arm drag. Crazy. That shit was fire. And that just shows how versatile he is, right? Like, that shit was fire. There was a little part that I caught that I think a lot of wrestlers would catch in the sequence that Brody did, which I'm not gonna want to give away. But if you know it, then and you can point it out, then I won't stop you. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Mm-mm.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna just point it out, but there was a sequence there that involved Claudio and in that triple arm drag thing.
Oh yeah.
Thing. And Claudio did a solid there, and you know if you're just a fan, just a regular fan, the average fan won't notice it.
Sometimes y'all don't be knowing wrestlers be saving each other's lives.
Yeah. No,
you know,
that's why that's what part of it is. It's part of, you know, they trust you with their life. You know what I mean? When you in the ring with somebody, you know, like I done did a lot of. You seen me do a lot of moves in that ring, and my main thing is to, you know, make it look cool, but also keep my opponent safe. You know what I'm saying?
I have so much respect for wrestlers. Like, you hear, and it happens sometimes where, you know, some of the guys don't like each other much backstage, may even have like real feuds backstage, but they do still trust each other with their lives.
You got to,
and that's so.
You got to.
That just speaks so much of character, right?
Yeah.
Like, so much of character. And
that's what I'm saying. I don't necessarily like everybody that I wrestled, like, personally, you know what I'm saying? But in this business, all you have, like, it's the same thing, like, in how we grew up, like, in the streets and shit. It's like, all you got is your word, you know what I'm saying? All I got is my ability to keep somebody safe. Even if I don't like you, I know you gotta go home to your family. You might have a daughter, you might have a wife, we all got a mother. We all got, you know what I mean? Something like that. So you don't want your match to be the reason somebody can't go home the same.
And that's human decency. That's very, for people that say, "Oh, wrestling just isn't whatever." I'm like, no, it's the realest thing ever.
No, you didn't see me.
It's the realest thing ever.
You didn't seen a lot of now that you done managed me for a couple of years and done a lot of the TKC. You didn't seen a lot of stuff, right? A lot of physicality I done went through and all that. Bro, that shit is as physical as it gets. You know what I'm saying? It's tough, but at the same time, that's why it requires good partners to pull off. And, that's why I like matches like this, because they were going all out. And, those guys would be able to wrestle another week, another year, another month after this. You know what I'm saying? They were going all out. I really did enjoy this match. This was fun. A lot of heavy lucha influence here. Because of a lot of the folks involved. Mystico's a fucking legend, probably one of the biggest stars in Mexico, if he's not the biggest. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro. It was. I don't have much to complain about in this one. You know what I mean? But go ahead.
Yeah, no. Honestly, freaking. Yeah, no. This match was. I'm just gonna go ahead and rate it. I mean, the Death Riders ended up claiming the victory, which, considering they lost to Brodito last week, this is a nice sort of get back exchange.
A little evening at the bar, but not too much of a thing to where it's like, oh, they're trading wins. No, these are competitive matches, and these are competitive teams. It's like a playoff game, right? Like, somebody's gonna win game one, but somebody's they might bounce back in game two.
And the thing I'd also like to point out is that, something I'll throw out here is that in the previous match, and this is a subtle story point we brought up last week. The reason that the Death Riders lost was because they were facing off against a more well-oiled tag team. But what happens when you add a third man into that mix? That's not a part of the tag team.
That's a great point.
But then your third man is a part of your crew.
Yeah, because the Death
so
Riders...
your chemistry is going to be more in line.
Yeah, because the Death Riders are good in all variations. They train together. They do all that. Like, Mystico, as great as he is, he's not as cohesive with Bandito and Brody. So it's just like there was an added advantage there to the fold. That was a great point. Yeah, I agree with that.
Right there.
So let's rate it. Let's rate it then.
I'm gonna give it, man. I'm gonna give this a 4.3.
I'm gonna go ahead and say I'm gonna match that. 4.3. I think you're right on that. Right on the money. Great opener. Once again, building the bonds between the Death Riders. We're starting to see that arc, right? And I saw a thing with Bully Ray this week. I don't know if you caught wind of it. He was basically saying that the Death Riders have done nothing for AEW during their whole existence, and that John Moxley's a fraud, and that he would beat the absolute shit out of John Moxley, and this, that, and the other. And I was just like, first and foremost, I don't know. Now, here's the thing. I don't think either one of us or anybody in TKC would deny that Bubba Ray Dudley is a legend.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite tag. They're my
nobody can
top
deny
5 old school tag team, or modern tag team.
Nobody can deny their impact. Nobody can deny what they did in ECW. Nobody can deny what they did in WWE. Like, even the TNA stuff when they were Team 3D, there was some good stuff there.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck he's talking about or what the fuck he gains out of even kind of like going at Mox like that, because
I think he's going for ratings.
But then
does that make it good?
No, it doesn't. But then at the same time,
that's his
it also makes him look kind of like on the Delulu side, because it's like, bro, like Moxley is at this point. He's a trained fighter. He has like a blue belt in jiu-jitsu, which isn't the highest belt, but it's hard as fuck to get a fucking belt in jiu-jitsu. So,
and Bubba may be tough, but like, going up a non-belt going up against a belt's hard.
Yeah, but then also I feel like I hope he's just working. I hope he don't mean none of this shit
I think he's working. I think he's...
You feel what I'm saying? I really hope he don't mean none of the shit he say, because it's like, or that everybody in on it, if they can talk about that shit, because he's looking like one of them old get off my lawn ass niggas right now.
There was a long time where I didn't watch WWE on the regular. Right? Was there a moment where they were in the company at the same time? I thought the Dudleys had left.
When they had came back.
Okay.
And they had like that short run. I think it was like a year or two. I think it was like 2013, 20 something. So and they had a little. They had like thing going on with like the Shield and the Wyatts and shit like that. So yeah, they were in the company at the same time.
So it's
for
like
a little bit.
Even if you know them, you've only even if he knows them, he's only known them a little bit.
Yeah,
knows him. I mean,
but I just don't know.
So it's like, where's this all? Yeah, no.
Where's it all coming from?
It's like,
and let me just say this. First off, I feel like he's wrong in the fact that if you look at last year, and I think me and you have brought it up in complimenting the character arc of the Death Riders, like saying that last year everybody was saying they won the championships off them. People don't realize you were paying to see these guys lose.
Yeah.
And they eventually did. And they had Hangman. They gave Hangman a historic moment. You feel what I'm saying? And, whatever, regardless of whatever you feel about Hangman's reign or whatnot, that was a historic moment in AEW. And then for Moxley to come back, be able to win the Continental Classic, which was a great tournament, you know what I mean? That was anchored by him on the comeback trail, right? He pulled it off, and he's done great with the Continental Championship. And it's helped with guys like Daniel Garcia getting over. Wheeler Yuta has gotten more over than he's been. It's transformed Marina Shafir. Claudio's he's going to be great in anything he does, but this has been great for Claudio. It's been great for everybody involved, and they've been having great banger matches. They've had run-ins with the Callis family. They've done a lot of things. And so it's like, and now they're at a point where they could either serve as heel or tweener or face. And they've done a great job in this story with Will Ospreay and bringing Ospreay up to a level where he's feasible enough and killer enough to deal with an MJF at All In. What is Bubba talking about? You know what I mean?
I wonder if it's because Bubba. Now, there's an element in wrestling where, and not everybody in different companies feel this way, but there is an element where some of the guys who work for one company are just dead set to talk against anything or anybody involved with or dealing with that other company.
Yeah, I get it, but
and even though he's not in WWE, right? He's retired now. He still probably considers himself a WWE guy.
I can see that.
And I don't agree with him, kind of mashing out. Like, it's fine if you don't like somebody. I want to make that very clear. It's okay. It's human nature. Not everybody going to get along.
It is what it is.
But to flat out lie on somebody, you know what I mean? You gaslighting us, bro. Like, what are you doing?
What are you talking about?
Just
we all got common sense.
Just tell me he spat in your lemonade one day and you said, fuck him. I just say that, for God's sake.
And I'm not one to, attack people's character, because like I said, I got respect for what they did.
If it actually happened.
But what I'm saying is I got respect for what they done did in the game.
Yeah.
I got respect for the Dudleys. I got respect for Bully. I got respect, but when I'm looking at it like, nah, dog, you in the wrong on this one. You in the wrong on this one. And I don't know where you lost touch on this subject, on this specific subject. I don't know where you lost touch at, but you need to review the whole thing and really understand what you're talking about. You know what I mean? Because if I ain't saying I can't say that like I'm as accomplished as you've been. I don't know if I ever will be in pro wrestling, right? But if I get it and you don't, then there's some you need to update on, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? Get the WWE mind frame out your head, and know that this is something different. So yeah.
Real talk.
But let's move on.
Next, well said. Renee Paquette is backstage with the conglomeration. There's no Mark Briscoe though.
Yeah.
But each one of the conglomeration members, essentially talk about how they think the match is going to go, why they're in the match. Like Darby Allin's like, look, man, I'm here to help, Mark take the title. Orange Cassidy's like, I'm bringing enough backpacks for everybody. You can put whatever you want in there, which is really hilarious. And I just love, like, what was it? Kyle O'Reilly, or was it Roderick Strong had said, you hurt my best friend. I'm coming for you. Talking about MJF. And, like, each one of them made their statement, and it was powerful, and it was good. And, like, if you're wondering where Mark is, he's going to address the situation later, setting the tone for later on that night. And then, like, Orange Cassidy's still sitting there, and Renee Paquette's like, is everything all right? Are you okay? And then, like, he just goes, yeah, it's fine, and then walks off. Because that's Orange Cassidy for you, man. He is the nonchalant, everything's real cool. So,
whatever, you know what I mean,
That was definitely a fun segment. Now, moving on from that, we have Survival of the Fittest qualifying match, Marina Shafir versus the Babe of Wrath herself, Harley Cameron.
This was interesting. This was an interesting decision. I liked the match. It wasn't the best match of either of them that I've seen, but like I do think that Harley's time away. I feel like her and Anna Jay, every time they take some time off, they come back a little bit better. So they obviously train a lot and do whatever to improve their craft. So I'll say that. Mm-hmm. I don't know how I feel about her going over Marina. Because Marina, she's legit, dog.
She is.
And it's like at any point you could book her to win like that TBS championship at this point. Like I do feel like at some point y'all got to pull the trigger on her. Mm-hmm. But for this match, maybe, they need more of an underdog thing for this for her. So, Harley went over. I thought it was a fine match. I thought it was fun.
No botches.
No botches, no nothing like that. That's what I was saying. Like, Harley looked really good in this match. And so, and so that, I'm not saying, I'm not complimenting them. I'm just saying, like, I don't know. It's the same thing I be feeling about, like, a guy like Leo, right? I don't know how many times you want somebody to lose and they still be legitimate, especially with Marina. It's like she manhandles guys.
I will say.
You know what I mean?
I will say that I love the way she lost.
Mm-hmm.
Best
part
like
of the little
match,
small package kind of situation.
She goes
right?
for her submission and then she rolls into it with the leg. Because you're thinking, there's no way if she tries to apply mother's milk, you're going to get out of this shit. And then she goes, actually, and like I love it when they do something that is unexpected, as I don't think anyone's ever pinned out of the mother's milk before, right? No. So
I don't think so.
To me, when you do a surprise reversal like that, and it's not hitting you with the finisher, it's a reversal of sorts into a roll-up that takes the person by surprise.
Right.
That, that is a good win for someone who is as tough and powerful as Marina Shafir. That's meant to be a shock win for us and for her. Like, whoa, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And you're right. This is definitely underdog Cinderella story. They're really playing into the fact that I do think that had Willow Nightingale not been injured, they wouldn't have done this with Harley. But this is like the perfect opportunity to kind of play off the fact that it's like, oh, you're going in to honor your friend who can't compete.
Yeah.
Which is way better than Hogan going in and going, Yokozuna blinded your eyes, buddy. I'll go and win the belt for you. Fuck. Don't worry, Brett. I'll win the belt for you.
It just depends on where they're going with it, right?
Yeah.
I don't foresee her being TBS champion, but once again, we know Tony likes to throw curveballs, so it's not totally out of the question. So we'll see where it goes.
I think if she did make TBS champion, my theory is that as soon as Willow is healthy, if she's still champion, they'll feud over it.
Yeah, I think so. And, it's going to be interesting to see where, if Harley does win, it would be interesting to see where she's at by the time Willow does come back. Because if she ain't where she need to be, then that could be an easy kind of like throw it back on Willow thing. But I've seen Harley get over in some interesting situations. So I wouldn't put past her to be able to get over as TBS champion. So, but that's here nor there. We don't know everything yet. Survival of the Fittest is coming up though. And we'll see who the next TBS champion is.
Hell yeah.
All right, so what would you rate this match though?
I give it a 4. 4.
Yeah, it's about that. It's about that. And once again, that's a compliment to Harley because a lot of the time Harley wasn't pulling off no 4s.
It was like 3s.
It was 3s. So this was a really good showing for her. Marina's great at this point in the ring. She's really, really good. She can wrestle anybody and make it look legit. So we'll see what they do with her because at some point I would expect her to have some gold around her waist. We'll see.
Oh yeah. I would predict that whoever wins this TBS belt ends up feuding with her or something.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right, so that's been graded. Moving on. Will Ospreay versus New Japan's ELP.
Yeah, this was fun.
This was like
fun.
a face versus face match.
Yeah.
which is only AEW can pull off a really good face versus face match.
Yeah.
I don't give you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Where it's like half the crowd is cheering one guy, half the crowd is cheering the other guy, which makes it feel more like a real sporting event. You know what I'm saying? Like
ELP's been fun for a long time because that's somebody I followed in New Japan for a while when I was really, really into New Japan. He was a former member of the Bullet Club, especially when they were really, really hot. He's always been athletic. He's always been able to. He can wrestle anybody. Former, I think, IWGP Junior Heavyweight Champion. He had the Junior Heavyweight Tag Championships as well. He's formidable, bro. And this match proved that once again because this was a back and forth one. This was really good. Both guys got their shit in. ELP is a high flyer as well, but he's kind of like a hybrid because he can wrestle and high fly.
Mm-hmm.
And he has like that lucha tinge to him too a little bit. But Ospreay was physical as hell in this thing. You could tell the differences in his offense the more and more he trains with the Death Riders. You can see he has more of a ground and pound to him now. He has some toughness and some durability to him now. He's striking heavy. His holds are better. And he flies when he needs to fly, right?
Like, and I think that's the perfect kayfabe storyline to honor the fact that he has a neck injury.
Yeah.
It
had to change, right?
Yeah, it's like it had to change, and this is why, because the Death Riders who have a more grounded style are training him in their ways now. That's so smart.
Yeah.
Look at Tony Khan and the team he assembled just fucking winning.
And that's why I say when I hear guys like Bubba again, and I'm not going to hark on this, but when I hear guys like Bubba talking, it's like, bro, are you not paying attention to the nuances to this shit? Because there's actual nuance to this shit. Everything don't have to be like surface level. And that's why I like being a fan of AEW, because I feel like a lot of those fans do get it, that you can dig beyond the surface and get some nuance to this shit. Mm-hmm. And there's nuance in the fact that Ospreay, like we said, is changing up his moveset, changing up his mentality a little bit. There's more aggression there. There's more of an attack style there. There's more of a strategic battle style there. You know what I mean? And like I said, he flies when he needs to fly, right?
Yeah.
But he still has it in his arsenal.
Sparingly.
But sparingly. He doesn't have to do it. And he's pulling off moves with precision. Everything is there, bro. I really did enjoy this match. This was a great match. And here's the thing. ELP didn't look weak in the loss.
No, he did not. That was a well-fought battle there on behalf of ELP.
Yeah.
It always, I get juiced whenever I see the styles clash.
Yeah.
And especially, knowing Ospreay, that it feels like he's definitely I got a lot of respect for Styles.
He does.
And that's meant to honor. And it's like, yo, man, he pulls that out of nowhere. Oh, fuck, there we go.
Yeah, I seen AJ Styles in an interview recently, and they were kind of asking him about guys using moves of his in his moveset. And he was like, hell yeah, I'm not using it no more. It needs to live on.
I'm retired.
When guys like Ospreay do that, it's a homage and it feels good, and it also it's like a time capsule. The next generation is gonna know what those moves are and where they came from. Mm-hmm. So yeah, man, I love that mentality of wrestlers. That was just like when Brett allowed me to use the sharpshooter. You know what I'm saying? It's like Brett, I've watched him do that since I was a baby, right? But who's gonna do it after? Who's gonna keep pushing that shit going forward? You don't want it to die with them, you know what I mean, or end with them. He hasn't used it in almost over a decade. You know what I mean? If you count that match with Vince, which some people don't like to talk about, but no, that's the mentality of some like of the greats. I feel like is to be able to be like, yeah, it has to, live on. But yeah, this like and Ospreay's use of it has always been dope. Like the Styles Clash, how he uses it has always been dope. He finds different ways to transition and counter out of things and throw people in it that makes it so cool.
It's like another RKO out of nowhere, kind of a scenario where
like,
oh my gosh.
If AJ ever left WWE like completely, because I know he does backstage work there now.
Oh, okay.
Like I would love to see him in Ospreay one time.
Ooh, yeah.
Just one time. Just one time.
Bring back the spiral tap.
You don't have too many dream matches left in wrestling, but that most definitely is still one of them.
And just for the record, like, I think I said something to the effect of when AJ retired.
Mm-hmm.
I said, look, I know why he got retired by Gunther because they're pushing Gunther.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm a big believer. Or they were at the time.
Yeah.
I'm a big believer in having, like, your retirement matches should always be guys that most resemble kind of close to the next up for you.
Yeah.
Like, the only reason Kurt Angle did not have a match against Chad Gable or I can't remember who it was he wanted to have it with.
Yeah, Gable.
It was Gable. Who to me is the worthy like Angle
one, especially now, yeah.
Like, with style, with potential at the time, the heir apparent. Like, the only reason that it didn't happen was because he was already booked in a feud with Baron Corbin. And Vince would have, let him do it later, but Kurt's body was like, nah, fuck it. Because when you get to a certain point, right?
Yeah.
Like, and everybody, we don't talk about it too much, but everybody kind of has a time where you do get to a point to where your body goes, slow down a little bit, my guy. Especially if you've accumulated enough injuries. Like
with Kurt, you made the best point right there. Is that Kurt by that time, his body had accumulated so many injuries, and that's something I forget about sometimes when we talk about it. I think that's a fan's perspective sometimes. Sometimes you forget just how many injuries guys had, you know what I mean, and how much pain guys were in. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would have loved if I was Vince, that would have been what I would have did. I would have like had him and Gable like do that, because especially Gable now, post El Grande Americano and all that. He's more over than he's ever been, and he looks more angle-ish now than he ever has. And I think that would have been a great like match and feather in his cap to even just be able to have wrestled him like that. That's the same thing I always feel about like Bray Wyatt and The Undertaker. I feel like there were so many missed opportunities.
Yes.
Like with that when Bray had lost to him, I felt like Bray should have won, and that would have. Even though what has happened, unfortunately. We didn't, like, in hindsight, we didn't know that, right? But, like, I would have loved for him to have been the one to have beaten The Undertaker instead of Lesnar.
Yeah.
But, when you look at it now and how things play out with a guy like Obafemi, if Lesnar didn't defeat The Undertaker, if Lesnar didn't squash John Cena, if Lesnar didn't do what he did, the things that Obafemi is doing now wouldn't matter as much, Yeah. So it all depends on how things play out long term.
You're right.
But I always look at things like this like it's just a passing of the torch and how it's done. But Ospreay, I feel like when I look at Ospreay, I feel like he's the guy that's going to carry AEW for like the next him, MJF, Darby, Kevin Knight, Kyle Fletcher. Speedball to an extent. You still got Takeshita, you got Okada, you got all these guys. They have such a strong future. Tekla, they have, they have such a strong core. What they're doing with Maya World, I'm starting to like Maya World. You know what I mean? And I'm like, you know what? Sometimes when they do these upset things, it feels so forced. But with Maya and her story and what happened with her brother recently, and Maya, the fact that Maya got to this position by taking like last minute bookings and shit because of other wrestlers who had egos that didn't want to lose and didn't show up. And you know what I mean? She was her and Hyann, who was her partner, her tag partner at the time. They took those positions, and to see even through the tragedy, I believe, of Maya losing her brother recently, her wrestling and being able to take those opportunities and spin those even to bigger opportunities like this, I wouldn't be surprised if she wins the Owen. I like now that me and you were saying Athena and Mercedes at first because it just made sense. But we did say Tony likes to throw a curve.
We did.
So don't be surprised if Maya wins. Now we're here. I wouldn't be surprised if Maya wins.
I wouldn't either.
But I also wouldn't be surprised if Mercedes wins. That's where and that's why I like this match that's coming up at Forbidden Door. I'm super excited for this. And we're not even there yet, but I just had to bring that up because there's such a youth movement coming up right now in AEW. You're starting to see where the future is, and the vets are there and they're being used correctly. You know, I really like what AEW's doing right now.
Wouldn't it be crazy if the Forever Champion cost Mercedes the belt?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Like
that might be Mercedes' match for All In.
This whole feud this whole moment where she like turns on her partner was really just a ruse to get after Mercedes.
Or she might accidentally cost her the fucking belt.
That's a possibility.
It's looking like, because I believe when Maya did pull the upset on Athena, they double teamed her and jumped her. So I think Athena might play a factor into this match and Forbidden Door. Don't be surprised.
That's what I'm thinking.
And if Maya wins this would be a big deal. And if Maya wins this, don't be surprised if she beats Tekla. Don't be surprised.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to do it, just do it all the way. Just pull the trigger.
I'll be honest. I don't see... Yes, you can have two heels going at it, of course. Mm-hmm. We've seen the Forever Champion and Mercedes go at it. Mm-hmm. But I think actually, no, I'd be fine with Mercedes going at it with Tekla. I think
me too.
They put on a great fucking match.
And you know, Tekla's so fucking just crazy with it that I think that people would tend to like Mercedes over Tekla.
Oh, yeah.
So I think that we would have some kind of clear-cut dynamic there. But I think there's just this very strong chance we might see an upset.
I agree.
You know,
I think, I see that as a huge potential possibility.
Now that we done got past Athena, it's a very strong possibility. So we'll see. But as far as this Ospreay ELP thing, let's rate.
I'm gonna give this. Oh, this match was good.
Yeah, it was really good. Ospreay pulls out the win.
Oh my god, hidden blades in the back of the fucking head.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a 4.4.
Yeah, I'll match that. I'll match that. That was actually very good.
Yeah, but I won't fully be happy with, AJ. I might have said this off camera somewhere, with AJ's retirement until Will Ospreay is cutting a promo about how much it means to be AEW World Champion, and I hear, you are, I am, just like spring up. That would be fucking dope. Yeah.
If TNA allows that shit. If TNA's around by the time we said this a million times, but they looking fucked up right now.
They need the money. Tony Khan to just buy the rights to the music.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, that's true.
They spending all that money for Jack's music, you know what I mean? Awesome as it is, it costs a pretty penny to license, so they'll do it.
Yeah.
Next up we got Swerve Strickland versus Daniel Garcia. I just gotta say, Danny going in with his technical roots, and then seeing Swerve respond with some mat wrestling was dope.
Yeah.
And less expected from him, but also little tricks where he drops, smacks him right, you know what I mean? kind of little counters, unexpected counters to Danny's maneuverings.
Yeah.
Like, this was fun to watch.
Yeah, no, this was fun. Swerve's always been pretty good on the mat, and he's one of those guys who's a hybrid that he can fly when he needs to fly, but for the most part he can wrestle and be physical.
Mm-hmm.
And he's he has some weight on Garcia, so he was able to kind of use a little bit of that leverage. Garcia though, with the technique, with transitions, all those things all the different submissions he was kind of slapping on him. No, this was evenly matched for a good portion, but Swerve was starting to get downright evil with shit.
Mm-hmm.
So when we were talking about, I think last week, him not being too heelish, okay, now we can start talking about it.
He has crossed the land and healed him.
Yeah.
We had some interference from Nana, as I recall.
Yep.
Expertly done
Yep.
by one of the greatest managers operating today.
Yeah.
We had fucking just like Danny's getting fucking slammed, like not quite ragdoll. Like these are well executed moves. He's not just tossing him.
Yeah.
Good God.
No, word.
And then of course, and then we get the the kick,
house call.
Yeah, house call. 1, 2, 3, done. No shame in that loss.
No, that was
Garcia put up a damn good fight.
Yes.
And I love to watch it.
Yeah.
Love to fucking see that level of competition between these two guys.
Agreed.
And then the aftermath was fucking great. Before we get to the aftermath, though, what do you rate this one?
It was a fun match. 4.2 for me.
I'm gonna give it a 4.3.
All right. Yeah. It was up there, but and to me, they can even revisit this later, especially based on the aftermath, which we'll go ahead and let you narrate, my brother.
All right. So after that goes down, we have the situation where Swerve is basically beaten up on
Garcia, yeah.
And they made the point the Death Riders were no longer in the building. They had left and gone home, and Danny is on his own. Then what do you hear? Well, then Ospreay comes out.
Yeah.
Ospreay comes out to make the save. Like he chases Nana off, goes at Swerve, and then then there's a bit of a then Swerve and Nana get the upper hand, and they're about to lay him out, and then Danny
Vertebreaker.
Yep, with a vertebreaker, and then Danny Garcia goes up and snatches him out of brings him back down, rolls him out of the ring, only to be vertebreaker himself.
Yeah, sacrificed himself. Oh yeah, Ospreay's a Death Rider now, bro. Like you done sacrificed for you and everything, and. Yeah, bro. This was now we're not talking about like who's the face and who's the heel no more. We all know now.
Oh yeah.
And Swerve is getting downright crazy with it, and that's what you're gonna need. He's trying to pick off these Death Riders, make sure they not a factor in this match, and also get to Ospreay too. There's levels to this, and now we know Swerve coming full out on that heel shit. So.
And the best part about it is he really has justifiable reasons to hate them, because on some level he's unable to see that they are indeed like acting for the betterment. You know what I mean? He's like, look, you were running ramshot in this motherfucker. I'm gonna take all y'all down, anyone that sides with you. And it's one of those things where it's like, bro, like that was so last year. We moved on from that. And he's like, I don't care.
Yeah. I ain't moved on.
Yeah, I ain't moved on.
I ain't moved on.
And that is a great heel motivation right there. It's a motivation that fans can even get behind and cheer on. Like, yeah, get him.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like he wrong, but at the same time, it's like, you live in the past, I guess. But hey, it is what it is. We trying to get to that championship. So, yeah, it's going to be crazy with him and Ospreay at Forbidden Door. It's just going to be wild. It's going to be a wild one.
Oh, man.
All right, where we at?
Next up, we got the Don Callis family with MJF. And they're cutting a grand promo. Don Callis introduces the foundation, he calls them, I believe, was Doyle. All right, Doyle. They're talking about the members of the 6-on-6 team that's going in for the pay-per-view in a steel cage. It's going to be crazy. After that, he introduces, Kevin Knight. And then, MJF makes this crack about, he's like, Kevin Knight's, look, after the little play date is over, I want a title. And MJF is like, whatever you want, kid. And then he introduces Kyle Fletcher. And Kyle Fletcher gets to talk about how dope he is. Okada before Fletcher, honestly. He talks about Okada being one of the greatest tournament wrestlers in the world of all time. And then before he gets to Andrade, fucking MJF cuts him off. Oh my God. Woo, this is good writing right here. Just like before he can even say anything. And MJF just starts like complimenting different members of the team and then skips Andrade. And Andrade is really pissed. God damn, this is going to blow up in their faces.
How you know? You feel them? How you know?
Love this dynamic.
Yeah, it's going to be dope. Like when bruh, Andrade going to be the reason motherfuckers lose. He gonna wind up nailing MJF right in his fucking mouth.
If not during the match, after.
After one or the other. One or the other. That's just gonna be crazy. That's just gonna be crazy. Go ahead.
And like, oh my God. No. And like the fucking t-shirt reveal. Don Callis has this weird obsession with going, oh yeah, I have a gift for you. It's a picture of me damn near naked and flexing with all these muscles that I haven't had since we wrestled in the 80s, right?
Yeah.
That I haven't had since 89. Like, look at me.
He was Cyrus too, I think, in WWF.
Yeah, and then later ECW, and then, and it's funny because, and shout out to Don, of course, one of the greatest managers walking around these days. A long history in the biz. But yeah, no, that was so awkward. It's like him and MJF and their new team name. And MJF's like, this is great. And everyone else is like, no, man. Ain't none of them for that shit. Like,
with this shit.
Like they tolerated the Kyle Fletcher one that he did, but this one, none of them is feeling that.
Yeah.
I love that. Just planting seeds. All right, after that, wonderful exchange. We got Zack Sabre Jr. With Bad Dude Tito and Mickey Nicholas versus Jungle Jack Perry. This has got to be one of my favorite matches of the night. And Evan knows I am partial to technical wrestling, but Zack Sabre Jr. just does this thing at a level and a style that I just have not seen before or since.
Oh yeah, he's one of the best to ever do it.
Like just little things like even the way that he breaks a limb down.
4.5 for both, right? We both agreed on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Cool.
And then there's the aftermath that comes up. Zach, not satisfied with his initial victory, decides to put Jack Perry in another submission hold, and then Kenny Omega comes out. And the tag team guys everybody clears the ring, and there we go. It's good shit.
Yeah, very good. I'm looking forward to that match. That's going to be good. Zack Sabre and Kenny, that's, like I said, show stealing potential right there.
Also, Young Bucks come out, and they're ready for their match, which is right up next.
Yep.
Alrighty then. It's the Young Bucks versus Will Ospreay. I'm getting my Brits mixed up. Zack Sabre Jr., I should be ashamed of myself. His team, TMDK, which we joked about last week. They don't know what it means.
Yeah. Don Neal.
There we go.
Yeah.
And this match was you know what? I've never seen the tag team TMDK wrestle before. I kind of expected a little bit more.
Okay.
And they were good, but they definitely didn't feel like they were on the level of performance as the Bucks.
Okay.
That's fair. I didn't think they were going to win this match. But that's okay.
You know what I mean? Keep them strong. You know, you got to have a formidable team, and with the amount of time that they had to kind of promote Forbidden Door, I guess you got to kind of make them sort of a threat. So yeah, and it depends on how if they plan on using these guys afterwards too.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't want to see these guys not be used for like 5 months after Forbidden Door if y'all doing this.
Yeah, agreed.
You know,
send them back to England. You know, like with like some American snacks they can't get over across the pond.
Man.
You know, so there you go.
But what would you rate the match?
I give this match a 4.3.
Yeah, I agree.
Because, I love seeing the Melter driver. Got to see the Melter driver. It's always a plus.
Yeah.
The super kicks were rated supreme.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
So, all right. TMDK attacked the Young Bucks. And Tito, let's see. So, yeah, basically there's a brawl after. And that's setting the tone for the upcoming.
For the pay-per-view, for the PPV.
All right. Next up, we have the survival of the fittest qualifying match.
Yep.
Queen Aminata versus ROH Women's TV Champion Red Velvet.
Yeah, this was physical.
Oh, yeah.
This was physical.
Like, these women both kind of did. Fists and feet.
Fists and feet. Aminata with that kick through the ropes and shit. Man, let me tell you. She got kicks, elbows, strikes. Red Velvet's dope too. But Aminata, man, she be explosive as hell with her moves. I really like this though. This was dope. This was a dope showcase for both of them. I'd love to see more of both of them on the show.
Yes.
Like
we don't. I get why we may not see much of Red Velvet. She's a champion on another promotion.
ROH.
But like Aminata is AEW homegrown. Please.
Yeah, we need more of that. Please, because she's dope.
It's time for her to rise a bit. She's
Agreed.
As a singles competitor.
Agreed. She's dope.
Especially with some of the other girls, caught up in tag teams. Like she's got no partner.
Yeah.
That's sticking with her. So like let's make this happen.
Let's make it happen. Yeah, I like this a lot.
Within the next year.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm not gonna put my hat obviously into her, like winning, like the survival of the fittest match. Anything can happen.
Yeah,
but of the threads going, she's probably like least likely, right?
Right.
But she will make it a very entertaining match, as will the rest of them.
Yeah.
So go Aminata.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's solid back and forths, and Aminata retains the victory over the television champion. And that's okay.
Alright, so as we were saying, sorry, storage got full, had to clear everything out, but we back in at it. That's what it was. I was wondering why the hell it was going on and off. So you may see some edits here in this one. We usually go full on, but you might see an edit or two. Don't trip out. But what would you rate this match? As Aminata did get the victory, what would you rate the match?
I give it I give it a 4.2.
Yeah, I'll match that. I really enjoyed this. Like I said, we need to see more of both ladies on Dynamite. Like I see, and like I said, I've been peeping more Collision lately, but I'd love to see him more on Dynamite.
Hell yeah.
All right, let's move it.
All right, moving on. We had a solid, here, Renee Paquette, backstage, interviewing Young Bucks. Young Bucks are talking about taking it all the way at Forbidden Door. And then they're like, we expect that once our victory is complete, I'm paraphrasing, we're going to be the top of the tag team division again. And as soon as they say that, what do we see other than the tag team champions beating the fuck out of the dogs? Just crashing their whole interview. And like the dogs go into the next area, and before Cope and Christian follow, the Bucks are like, you good? Oh, we got this. They go back in, just beating, they put Clark in a wheelchair and ran his ass into the wall, just beating the break, and then eventually the dogs end up getting the upper hand, and they beat him down, and then they're just it's dope.
Yeah, it was dope. I liked it.
Definitely sets the tone for their upcoming conflict.
Yep, I'm looking forward to it.
Hell to the fuck yes. All right. Next up, we have our main event for the evening.
Let's do it.
Konosuke Takeshita versus Ricochet.
This was a fun one, man. This was outstanding, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You can tell by the two participants in the match that this was going to be what it was. This shit was dope.
I feel like it was like this is this is definitely a match that I didn't know I was waiting for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but oh boy. Ricochet hitting the Rico salt on Takeshita.
Yeah.
Takeshita with like the hard hitting fucking elbow strikes. I always did like that discus elbow he does. It's one of my favorite strikes in pro wrestling. Jeez, man, like he hit him with the Blue Thunder driver wasn't enough to take him down. Like Ricky is flying and being underhand. Well, he wasn't too underhanded actually in this match.
He was pretty straight up. I was about to say it was a pretty straight up match.
It was, but Ricochet was definitely employing like his talent to the max.
Yeah,
up until the point where
Raging Fire, bro. Once that's on, it's over. But this one was tremendous. Like you said, the counters, the clash of styles, everything that went down. Like you said, it was a pretty straightforward match. You would have thought that the man and all that would have played like a crazy hand in this. But no, not at all. They
stayed out of it.
Yeah, it was really, really good. This was really, really good. And it sets the stage for bigger things for both men, right?
Yeah.
Like Ricochet within the next year, I feel like it's going to be like main event player. He's right at the cusp of it.
Yeah.
And
he is a rising star in the company.
Yeah, for sure. I like his trajectory. I like what they do with him. I like all the programs. I even like the stuff he did with Jericho.
Agreed.
Fun stuff. Great match. Looking forward to everything that's coming up, man. Like this cage match Sunday is going to be off the wall. It's going to be crazy. So yeah, I have no complaints. What would you rate the match?
Man, I'll give this a 4.5.
Yeah, I'll agree with you there. 4.5. This was one, if not the highlight of the night, this was the highlight of the night.
Hell yeah.
This was that. So what would you rate the show overall?
Man, I give the show a 4.3. It's because we have some 4.2s in there, right? And a 4.3 in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, 4.3. What about you?
I'll go 4.25. I'm gonna be right in the middle of it. I really liked it. Thought there were some better episodes out there, but I thought for a go home show, this was really good. I'm excited for Forbidden Door. I'm looking for AEW. What I would say about AEW, they're in the interesting. I'm gonna do something about this damn storage. I promise you. I promise you. But we rated it. Yeah. You said 4.3. I said 4.25 for the show overall. Looking forward to Forbidden Door, man. There's a lot to look forward to. AEW's at a point right now where if they keep cooking after Forbidden Door, giving us compelling television, leading up to All In, this could be big for the company. I really see them on the upswing right now, so I'm looking forward to it. So here's to them. Let's see what happens on Sunday.
Oh yeah,
we'll be back on Thursday to cover it and see what's going on. And I'm excited, man. I'm excited. So plug yourself. Where can they find you?
You can find me at Eagles Hall Saturday. When this episode drops. When's it drop?
What, this?
Yeah.
Tonight?
Yeah, you can find me this Saturday at Eagles Hall on Carlson.
Yeah.
Be there.
Saturday. 4 p.m. Doors open. El Cerrito. Debut Eagles Hall. All hail the Three Queens. It's going down. Yeah, I ain't got to promote nothing else. You already know. It's TKC Wrestling, the Kingpin Collective on, YouTube, watching this show. Come out if you in the El Cerrito area, man. All hail the Three Queens. That's all I got to say. You already know It's going down. Next week we'll be here. Once again, sorry for the full storage stuff. We'll edit it, make it look all nice and clean and everything. Next week we'll go straight through. I have all my storage stuff all taken care of. You dig what I'm saying? Go through everything. But until then, you already know. Next week and beyond, when we do this show, when we do all